Just try and get a... Tried to start this twice and my dogs just keep booting off. So we'll try and get a Divine Feminine read. Read for the Divine Feminine, please. And we'll look at your past, present and future. So in the past we've got the Four of Swords and the Two of Swords. In the present we've got the Hangman reversed, crossed by the Knight of Swords. And in the future we have the Nine of Cups, the Ace of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so in the past we have the Four of Swords and the Two of Swords, and these are, you know, these can be both cards about kind of withdrawing, having to kind of go into self. You may have had to withdraw from someone, pull back from someone. This may be a counterpart, this may be just a relationship that you're in. You just may have just decided to pull back from people in general, just take time to yourself, remove yourself from situations. With the Four of Swords, it could be situations that were proven to be quite kind of combative and quite conflicting. So you've had to remove yourself from these situations to get a better perspective, and it's like, this is like the distance past where you've removed yourself from it, and it's like the recent past, you've been at like a crossroads, almost like an impasse of a situation. So it's like you've had to decide what you're going to do one way or the other. What you're going to do? Are you going to hang around waiting, or are you going to try and go back to whatever is causing this, or are you going to move forward? So you've been having a hard time, but really thinking on it and really putting the time and effort into yourself to think on a situation, to be able to make a decision, remove yourself from everybody else around you, to be able to do this decision on your own, to be able to think through clearly what it is that you actually want to do for yourself, and not for everybody else in the situation, but for yourself. One sec. But with the Hangman in reverse here in your present, it may well be that you've not been able to come to a conclusive decision. You may have found yourself just kind of being stuck, or leaving yourself out hanging out to dry for people. You may be finding yourself in situations where you are allowing yourself to be kind of martyred for someone, or because you've not opened your mouth, because these are both communication cards. It's like you're sitting on information. So maybe you've sat on information and you've not kind of, you've been thinking about whether you're going to actually divulge something, or whether you're just going to move on, if you're just going to let it be and move on. But you're still kind of, at the present, you're kind of still stuck in this situation. There's a feeling of still being kind of stuck in a situation. Wanting to move forward from it though, almost wanting to move forward from it, but kind of still being drawn into the battle, I would say, with the Knight of Swords being here. Almost like you wanting to move beyond a situation, but you can't help yourself from being drawn back into something, and it's almost like drawn back into the battle. So it may well be, don't shoot me, you may well be someone who is easily triggered off and respond to things. So you may be dealing with somebody who does things purposefully, or says or does things purposefully to get a reaction out of you, and you just almost can't help yourself but give the reaction. But there's a feeling here that you've seen all you need to see. With the Hangman here, you have seen all that you need to see. You know all that you need to know, and it's now time to get yourself out of this position and moving away from this situation. But there's still something that is drawing you in. There's something that's drawing you into the battle, that's making you want to rush back in and kind of give you two pennies worth on a situation. And it may well be that you're dealing with someone who just likes to provoke you in certain ways to keep you kind of stuck. And people will do that, won't they? They will do that where they, if they see that you're starting to get bored of them and moving beyond them and moving away from them, starting to better yourself, it's almost like they're like, oh fucking hell, they don't. What do you mean? They're not interested in me anymore. So they will do things to try and catch your attention, to try and draw you back into the situation. Because God forbid you should move on from them. You know, they might be dicking you about. They might be making life a bit hectic and a bit of a battle zone. They may be doing shit to hurt you, but God forbid you should move on, you know. So you might be dealing with someone like that, and it's tempering this need or this want to be engaged in it, almost like they might be provoking you in a way where you feel you've got to engage with it. They might be doing things to kind of where you feel you've got to then run in and defend yourself in some way, or defend yourself to others. But then this is going to make you, you know, it's almost like they're doing it so you go rushing in, possibly running your mouth about something, and they're like, well, see, look at what they're like, you know. And be very careful of people who are not that arsed about you until you seem to be distancing yourself from them. Be very careful of anyone that's like that with you. Because even if it was a connection and you felt like it was a divine connection of some description, if it's making you feel like that, and people will, they do it all the time, but if they're consistently making you feel a way where it's like a battle zone, and where you feel like you're constantly having to defend yourself in a situation, or constantly having to go to battle in a situation, then divine or not, you don't need to be dealing with that shit. You don't need to be doing that. So what you can do to get yourself beyond this situation is focus on yourself. Focus on yourself and pour all this energy, pour all these emotions and all this love and all this energy that you've wasted pouring into other people in the past, pour it into yourself. Get yourself right. Put the time and attention into yourself, so you are in a stable place, so you can get yourself emotionally balanced. And these people, you're going to sit there pretty then, and these people ain't going to be able to affect you anymore in this way. They're not going to be able to get you riled up into a point where you're wanting to continually engage with them and go back to them in any kind of way, whether it's good or bad. You know, what's that saying, like, how any press is good press, you know, like any attention is good attention. So if someone's doing something to kind of get attention from you, it's like even negative attention is good attention to them. Get yourself to a place where you are super chilled out, you've got your emotions under control, and you're just concerned then about how and what is good and right for you, and not dealing with the nonsense that other people are bringing towards you. And I think when you get yourself to this place where you are content and you're emotionally balanced, and you're able to get yourself back on track, and you're not being riled up, and you're not being brought into any kind of negative emotions or negative communications or thoughts, and you're able to distance yourself from that, I think this is where something new is going to come in for you. You're going to find something brand new that's going to come in for you. And this could be a new person. It could be a new love, it could be a new offer, but something that's going to make you really emotionally happy. This is the 10th cup to your 9. And when we look here, look back to the past, they're not offering any cups. I don't see any cups at all really in the past. So although we may have thought that we were in a position where somebody was for us and someone was great for us, in reality they weren't offering us any emotion. So I feel like once you get yourself to the mental space where you're not going to be drawn in or dealing with something like that anymore, you're going to get yourself to a really good place. And this is where this 10th cup is going to come in for you. This is where something real, genuine and true is going to come in for you. But again, it's going to be what and how you make of it, because it's an ace. With this Ace of Cups being here, this is almost like there's a fantastic opportunity for you. There's a fantastic offer coming towards you, but it's going to be what you make of it. So if you don't do the work to get yourself beyond a situation where you're stuck and wanting to be continually running back to the past, I'll put these all out of shot, continually running back to the past, if you don't do this work, and you end up in the place of a negative 9 of Cups where you might be drinking too much, indulging too much in something, going a bit over the top with something, not being able, you know, doing things just for show but not actually doing the work on yourself. If you get yourself into a negative aspect of the Nine of Cups instead of actually really doing the work on yourself, then you're not going to be, you may be doing it for the wrong reasons, and you may be missing out then on something that's going to be really good for you. But I feel like with the Eight of Pentacles here in the distant future, you're going to be putting some really hard work into yourself. You're going to be doing something that's going to be putting really setting the grounds for your own stability. I feel like you're going to be putting hard work and effort in to making something for yourself. I feel like it's going to be for yourself, and anything else that comes along with it is a bonus, but I don't feel like it's going to be attached to the past. I feel like it's going to be something new. So it may well be that although you have been dragged back to the past, you may be deciding now that no, you're going to take this chance to really work on yourself and see what comes with this new possibility, and you're going to really work towards it and make it something that's going to be fantastic, and something that's going to be long lasting, and something that's going to get better and better with time, something that you're going to be perfecting over time. Let's call them these. So we've got idyllic times, the garden and paradise. And what she's doing in this card is she's holding a little butterfly. She's got the owl on the shoulder, it's wisdom. And she's got a little butterfly in her hand, showing like kind of being gentle. And this, to me, I feel like this is more about being gentle towards yourself, learning to be gentle towards yourself, learning not to be dragged into something in an aggressive manner. Learn to kind of withdraw yourself and not allow yourself to be pulled back into something. And that is where you're going to find your peace. Once you can conquer that part of yourself that feels the need to be drawn back into stuff, I think this is where you're going to find and feel your peace, and you're going to be in times that are idyllic. It's times that are going to be fantastic for you. And this is where all this new stuff that is full of emotions is going to come in. But you have to do the work. You have to do the work to be able to get there. You can't just expect things to kind of come rolling to you. Because if you've not done the work on yourself, and things will actually still come rolling to you, but if you've not done any work on yourself, then these things are just going to be squandered, and they're going to be ruined, and it's all going to go to crap. It's not going to work out to be anything good if you haven't actually put work into yourself to be able to move beyond a situation. And then we've got brilliant beliefs, luminous life force and personal power. And I think the personal power aspect of this card, it's almost like she's looking back towards all of this, and it's like learning to believe in yourself. I mean, brilliant beliefs is believing in yourself, trusting and having faith in yourself, and trusting and having faith that what is for you won't pass you by. So if something's coming into your life and kind of running off and disappearing out of your life, it's not for you, especially not at this time. So you can't keep yourself stuck to it. So find your own personal power, find the light within yourself that's going to give you what you need to be able to move forward from the situation and be able to go into a prosperous future. Make your future prosperous, because this could be read different ways. You know, this could be you struggling to try and get control, but finding that your life's becoming a bit monotonous because you've gone into this future in the Nine of Cups in a negative fashion. So you need to make sure that you're doing the work to make it a positive outcome for your future. I feel like you've got good things coming for you, but it's up to you whether you decide to work on it and move with it. But don't hold on to the past. Don't hold on to things that have obviously not worked out, that were not that great, because they've left you feeling, I mean, this Four comes after the Three of Swords. This is withdrawing after the Three of Swords. They've left you in a mental state, a mental fuckery, and you've had to move forward from it. Don't leave yourself stuck in the mental fuckery that somebody wanted to place you in, and don't be drawn back into it because they're dangling something in front of you, because they're trying to draw you back in any way. Be strong with yourself personal power. Find your personal power, put it into practice, and move forward with your life and get into a good spot, and you've got good things coming for you if you do that. So I'm going to leave this here. Okay, thank you.